Hey everybody, Toby Brooks here. Kobe Bryant once said, take every practice, every game like it's your last. As much as we love to view our sports heroes in that light, we do well as parents to follow that same advice. So stay tuned. I'm going to share with you my 5 regrets and confessions of a sports dad on this episode of Better Together. Welcome to the very first episode of Better Together. Today's kind of a melancholy day in the office here. It's the end of the semester. All the students are gone. The hallways are pretty sparse. And so I've been listening to Christmas music. And normally that's a big source of joy and for happiness for me. But I stumbled across a song today that really kind of broke my heart. Basically, the point of the song is that everything's changing. And my daughter, if you don't know, my daughter Brennan is an incredible kid. She's 15 years old, absolutely killing it at her school, involved in just about everything. My son Tay is doing well too. He's 12, 7th grade. So I'm kind of right in the throes of change. As I kind of look back at the changes that have occurred in her life, it made me realize that, man, I made some mistakes. I blew it. My son's 12, and he's kind of on the precipice of those changes, so I don't want to make those mistakes again with him. So I'm sharing these 5 regrets and confessions of a sports parent as somebody who's midstream. With my first kid, I guarantee you I screwed up. I made some mistakes, but I'm doing my best to have learned from those mistakes so that I don't make them with my youngest. So my first regret and confession is that I wasn't in the moment all the time. Okay? This stupid thing. Why do we do it? I will tell you from firsthand experience that those moments that you have may seem like they're going to take forever. When you've got 3 kids to take to 5 different practices and you've got to haul them all over for individualized instruction, you may think, my goodness, I can't wait for this to be over. When you finally get to the ballpark or to the gym, you feel like, oh, I can relax. I can catch up on email. Don't do it. I've talked to my kids. I've talked to kids that I've coached, and they tell me consistently that one of the saddest things is when they shoot a glance over to mom and dad and they're on their phone. So even if your kid's not batting, pay attention. Even if your kid isn't in the game at the moment, pay attention. Stow that thing away. Leave it in the car. Be in the moment. Those moments are going to be gone before you know it. Number 2, don't expect perfection. As an athletic trainer and a strength conditioning coach, I feel like I have a little bit better perspective on this than most, and I still screwed up. So hear me clearly. Motor development is a process. We can't expect kids to do what is neurologically impossible. Being able to track a ball's flight through the air isn't a skill that most kids get until they're 7 or 8 years old. And so many times I've seen parents and coaches alike expect things that kids aren't even capable of. So instead of expecting perfection, strive for effort. I want effort. Always focus on those transferable skills. So I told you, my daughter is no longer a competitive athlete. I've come to understand that she sees her development, and she understands, and she understood better than I did, that what she had gleaned from those sport experiences had prepared her for the things she's doing now, whether that's taking AP coursework, participating in band, participating in plays and musicals. And she will tell me consistently that she learned that work ethic from playing softball. She learned teamwork and how to deal with difficult people from playing volleyball. She learned how to chip away at things a little at a time through all of her sport experiences. Those are transferable skills. And that's what we want to focus on as parents, not perfection. Who cares if her swing is absolutely perfect or if her serve is dead on and she's got the best serve on the team? That's not nearly as important as those transferable skills. Number 3, This isn't a chance for you to right the wrongs of your childhood. Okay? I spent a lot of years thinking, man, I could have been a Division I basketball player if, or I could have played college football if. Those things didn't happen. Kind of set it in my sights that I was going to make sure that my kids had access to things that I didn't have access to as an athlete growing up where I did. This is their chance to play, develop, and grow. This is not your chance to prove to the world that your genetic set is superior to everybody else's. This is about them. We cannot make it about us. And I see too many parents, I see too many coaches making it about themselves. It's about the kids. Number 4, focus on what they'll remember the most about their sport experience. Okay, these stats are sobering. The NCAA published these statistics last year, and they're sport specific. So I just looked at basketball as an example. 3% of all high school basketball players will play college on some level. So think of 100 basketball players in a gym. 3 of them will get a chance to play at the next level. 0.03% will play professionally. Okay? So if we have dreams and delusions, that's what they are, that our kids are probably going to play at the next level, we need to check ourselves. That's probably inaccurate. Okay? If you played the lottery knowing that you had a 3% chance to win, and you went and ran up credit card debt because you were expecting to cash in on that lottery ticket, people would say you're a fool. Your money's better spent invested into a college savings plan than it is throwing it into travel ball, throwing it into private lessons. Those things are fine. There's nothing wrong with those things. Please hear me. What's wrong with those is when we expect that to pay off in some way. We have no way of knowing whether or not injury will occur, whether or not our kids' interests will change. So you can't view youth sports as an investment in the future when it comes to college scholarships or professional sports. What you can view them in as an investment in is instead those transferable skills that we talked about. So focus on what they'll remember most about their sporting experience. Number 5. It's too short. Their sport experience is too short. It will probably end before you're ready for it to end. When my daughter sat me down and said, "Dad, I'm not trying out for the volleyball team," I held it together in front of her, but inside, my heart broke. Because I knew what sports had done for me, how it had helped build confidence in myself, how it had helped me establish an identity as a physically active person. It changed the career that I chose to go into. And the thought that my then 13-year-old daughter wouldn't get those same experiences absolutely crushed me. But what I didn't know was the other side of that. And it's that she went on to do greater things as a non-athlete than she ever did as an athlete. She was a talented, committed player. And early on, she was usually one of the better kids on the team. But her last season of softball was not fun. She started to get passed over by other kids that she'd been better than. And she kind of saw the handwriting on the wall that even if I make the team in high school, at a 5A Texas school, I'm just going to ride the bench. I'm probably not going to get a chance to do the things that I would want to do. But at the same time, within her was growing this love of music and this love of drama and wanting to be a good student. Here in Texas, being a varsity athlete means you can't take 8 classes toward graduation. You're in athletics, and that's a double credit. She recognized before I did the importance of those other things. So my regret was that I didn't hold that experience as carefully as I should have. I love watching her now doing the things she's doing. I can't go back in time to see her play volleyball again. I can't go back in time to see her play softball again. But with my 12-year-old son, he's playing basketball. he's playing baseball. And that experience with my oldest has taught me with my youngest, hold it carefully. That experience is going to be over before you want it to be over with. So I hope this helped. This is my 5 regrets and confessions as a sports dad. Hope you subscribe and interact. Comment below. Those of you who are experienced sports parents or maybe in the midst of it, what's your biggest regret? What are you doing that you wish you could fix or change or better to make it a better experience for your kid? All right. This is Brooks signing out. See you next time.